What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. Well, in front of you, which I just unboxed it because I'm one-handing it tonight, I wanted to show you what I got in. Now, this is kind of one of those deals I just could not resist. This is brand new, just opened it up out of the box from Fender. So this is a brand new model, and this is a 50s classic vibe Squier. They usually run anywhere from, 400, 500 bucks, right? That's what they cost. They have Alnico pickups in it, one volume, two-tone, 5-way selector switch, input jack. Has a nice gloss finish on it. Now, what I like is how they, and I have a lot of Squiers, which anybody that's come to my channel knows that I have quite a few Squiers. I don't know, 15, 20 of them probably. The frets seem really good on this. I mean, they did a really good job on it. The neck's nice. It's straight, as you can see. I mean, it's just a really nice, they did a good job, right? All the joints look good and tight. Neck is really nice. Of course, it has a skunk stripe down the back, which I've always liked that. Always liked the skunk stripe down the back of it. Has the vintage Kusan tuners on it. As you can see, made in Indonesia. And they make great guitars in Indonesia, right? They really do. Nice hunk of wood there. Now, some people prefer with their necks a rosewood fretboard. It's just one of those things, right? Some people like the rosewood. They think that there's a difference in the tonality of the guitar. Really, lots of things can be changed with your amplification and pedals and everything. So, it's neither here nor there. Now, maybe when you're playing clean, what type of amplifier you're playing through, what type of chord you have, what type of strings you have, all of those things, are benefactors in what the outcome of the sound is, right? Your tonality of your guitar. Now, the one thing that I know about these guitars, look, the bones are great, right? There's one thing that I really cannot stand about these, and I'm going to tell you what that is. Now, hear me out. It's coming from a guy who has a lot of Squiers, right? A lot. From the first ones that were made to Squiers that were made in the United States, Squiers that were made in Mexico, Squiers that were made in Japan, Squiers that were made in Korea, Squiers that were made to have Fender by Squier on the headstock, they're really rare, which I have them. So I have a lot of Squiers. I just never seen a problem with them. This guitar is special. I'm going to get to that at the end. Why it's special. So, like I was saying, the only thing that I really don't care for is the bridge. They got a cheap block on it. The bending of it is just, I don't know. If you're not into bending, it would be fine. I mean, you could block it out in the back. You could take the back cover off of this, and your block is back here, and you could just block that off if you wanted to. I mean, if you're not going to be hammering on the tremolo. So here's the deal. I didn't really need this, but I said, I'm going to, for once and for all, build a guitar from Squier. Now, I could have built one myself, but I wanted it done. I wanted to do a Squier all the way. So knowing that most of the stuff on here, I might change the pick guard. Why? Because, well, I don't care for the white. That's all. That's a personal thing, right? I might go with an HSS pickup configuration. But the one thing that I wanted to do, I said, is I am going to once and for all fix the bridge system. So let me show you. Now, the originals are kind of, if you know anything about Squiers, they have a really, really thin, it's like pot metal um, uh, bridge, block underneath the bridge, right? So I bought a high-end one. And this is what a high-end one looks like. That's solid brass with a solid brass collar there. So this is heavy, dude. This is a heavy, heavy block. That's like twice the size of what's in there, right? I wanted something heavy duty. I wanted, instead of having to screw down in there, all I got to do is, I'll show you here. I'll put this in here. If I can. So all I'll have to do is put this in here like this. I can't really do it with one hand, but you get the idea, right? That's it. Push in, pull out. That's it. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, if you also see something, these are pretty much preset from the factory where I bought this. So for intonation, these are, pretty much preset. But if you look down in there, I mean, this is nice. You know what I mean? They did a really, really nice job. And I believe once I get done setting it up, it'll be exactly what I want. What I like is the finish in here. Now, the thickness of these, if you look, the thickness of them, and you look at the thickness of them, now these are the vintage style, right? The 50 style. Well, each one of these saddles has a lot to do with the vibration of the string and the tonality of the guitar too. So, as you can see, these are solid saddles, so it will definitely give it a different resonance. So there is a big, big difference between, having a solid brass block and solid saddles than what's on there. Now, I understand they probably do that for, save on cost or whatever. And then in the package it comes with, little goodies to put it all together. And if you notice, this is a 2-point trim system. See? It's 2-point. Let me take this back so you can see. Let me see if I can get this out. There we go. We got it out. So this is a Kane's bridge system. They're really good bridge systems. I put them on other people's guitars. They are really good. And if you're looking to do exactly what I'm doing, I would suggest that you get yourself a Kane's. Now, if you look, they knurled that just perfect to fit back down in there. Sometimes you buy these aftermarket ones, and they don't do a very good job in there. They look real gritty. There's lots of sharp points. This one here, it's pretty nice. I mean, they did a super nice job. Very clean, very professionally done. So, I'm going to take all of those little screws out down in there, and I'm going to fill them. I'll fill each one of those little screws with some maple, and then I'll let it sit up for about 48 hours. And then after 48 hours, I'll drop this down in there, and I'll get it centered, right? And once I get it centered, I'll mark my holes, and then I'm changing this anyways. So I'll mark my holes, I'll drill my holes, countersink my holes, and I'll put these pins in. And finally, I will have one set up with a upgraded system. Now, this cost me, I believe it was $40 for the whole system, right? Now, that's a solid piece of brass. That's really nice. They did a nice job. It's clean. It's presentable. You couldn't ask for much better. I mean, they did a really, really nice job. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Gaines before, but they make really good bridge systems. Don't buy the name, buy the quality. And they make quality parts. So anyway, here's the thing. This cost me $40. I'll have to put another set of strings on. So we'll say $7 there, right? So there's $47. I have brand new pickups, but if you had to buy new pickups can range anywhere from, $40 to $400 a set. So that really has a lot to do with you and how you shop, and whether you get a good set of something or a bad set of something. All of that just plays into a big thing. And I mean, you can really get into it. And in today's market, look, if you're going to get some Alnico pickups, right? Whether you're going to get 2s, 3s, 5s, whatever you're going to get, right? Look at the reviews. See what the reviews are. That's what's really important. There's some good companies out there winding stuff, and then, you get the shizzle bedizzle ones. So, be cautious. Look at, people who left feedback. Now, not everybody's going to like that brand. Not everybody's going to like that sound. The thing about pickups, also, you got to remember, is setting your pickup heights, right? That's really, really important with pickups. So sometimes they just throw the stuff in there and they don't take the time to set the pickup height properly. And properly, well, oh man, that could be one of those argumentative things too, because it has a lot to do with sound. So you could get more brightness, or you can get more muddiness by the way that you angle your pickup, and the height from the bottom of the string to the top of your pickup. So a lot of that comes into play also with pickups, and the output of the pickups. So what I'm going to end up putting in is a 6.5, 7.5, and I can't remember if it's a 14.5 or 15.5K bridge is what I was thinking about doing. Now, I may just change that up because these are really good pickups. So, just in case I decide to change my mind, I've also ordered a 14.5K or 7K hot rail for the bridge. And then I'll just change out the pick guard and use what I got. Because all of this stuff is really good stuff, guys. It's not junk, by no means. So, it's very usable parts. There's no need to change things just because it's got some kind of fancy brand name on it. Don't buy into all the hype. That stuff's going to end up costing you a lot of money. What isn't hype is this. I'm telling you, this will make a lot of difference. It will. Does it take a little work? Sure. You take this off. Don't take this off yet. You take this off, right? Take the other bridge off. And then you fill your hose and let it sit for 48 hours. Now you're probably going to say, well, what do you fill your hose with? Well, you can fill it with toothpicks. Well, you say, why? Well, because most toothpicks are made out of maple. And if you really need to know, just get some that say hardwood. And then you just put a little glue down in there, and you take a rubber mallet or something that is not going to mark the rest of the area up. And then you just put glue all over the toothpick lightly, and you just push it down in the hole. And you just bang them down in the hole till you can't go no further. And then you just snip it off afterwards. After it's sets up for 48 hours, you snip them all off level. Mark yourself out with a piece of tape. Snip them all off level. And you can lightly sand it if you want. I mean, you can even put a little stain in there if you want. And then once you get done with that, then you put your bridge back down in here, right? Because that way it gives you the angle that you need, right? Everything lines up because you already know what you're sitting at here. Take yourself a picture ahead of time. You drop it down in there. And then you just mark the center of where your bridge pins need to go, right? Your dowels. And then you drill it out a size smaller than the exact size that you need, right? Because if you look, there's little ridges on there, and you want it to lock down in there. And then you take yourself a rubber mallet. And what I usually do when I put these in, not everybody does this, I put a little wood glue around this, just a little bit. In other words, I'm using it as a lubricant to go down in there, but it's a glue. So that way you ain't got to worry about it coming out, and any of the lines that you may have crushed some of the fibers in the wood, right? It kind of fills that in, and you don't have to worry about it. And that's the best way of going about it. That's how I've done it in the past for different customers that I've had over the years, and it works really good. But this will change everything. This will change, even if you just put this in and you like the pickups and everything, if you change this part, it's going to make a world of difference for you. And it's going to make life so much easier. And they're just drop-ins, as you can see. It's just a direct drop-in. And it'll be so nice to be floating, nice and easy. No binding. You're not going to have binding problems. You're not going to have wear problems up in here like this one. You're not going to have to worry about, these cheap saddles. I mean, can it get you by? Sure. You say, wow, well, if you buy the guitar for $400 or $500, now you're up to like, a hot reel is $50 for the one that I bought. And then this, say another $40. We'll say 50 just for whatever, because I don't know where you're going to buy it, how you're going to buy it, right? I got this one off of Amazon, I believe. I got a deal on it. So there's $100. And you're not even, I mean, it's simple and easy. And that's just because if I'm going to go with just this stuff, just for instance, for you guys, and you didn't want to change the pick guard, then you're just basically just changing your bridge so that you would have a hot reel, aka humbucker, right? To give you that low end boom, 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 and put you up higher on the output, and you'd be good to go. And it's worth it. Now, here's the super good part about this guitar. So I got an email from a guy I do business with, a couple of different people I do business with. Made me an offer, asked me if I wanted to buy it. And I said, look, man, there's so many guitars out there today. The market's flooded. And I made him an offer of $200 and free shipping. He took the offer. He said, I got too many of them. You bought enough stuff in the past, so I got the deal. And you can't beat that with a stick. Anybody that owns one of these will tell you to buy one of these guitars for $200 is an exceptional buy. Now you're putting it in a Firefly range, right? And this is a really, really super good guitar, right? Look, at that price, it's better than a Firefly, or marginally better than a Firefly, right? Now we're talking, because I buy a lot of Fireflies. Now with this upgrade, and whether I'm going to go HSS, full humbucker, or if I'm going to do a hot reel here and leave the other two and put a pick guard in it, Look, by the time I'm done, I might be at like 320 for a absolutely phenomenal playing guitar. Can't beat it with a stick. So that's why I picked this up. I had no need to pick up another, Squier. I had no need to. I love them. I think they play great. But I was like, this is the opportunity, right? I know some people will say, "Wow, how many do you need?" Well, you need one more than you had the last time. That's just how I see it, right? That's how I buy things. But for that deal, I mean, you can't beat it with a stick. You can't. And to do the upgrades, I'm still going to be way under what the regular cost of the guitar would have been. And that's smart shopping. Now, because I've been doing this and I'm a luthier and I've been doing this for a long time, I don't have the cost of actually doing it. But if you took it to a local tech or luthier, you might be able to work a deal. Say, hey, I seen a video with Pastor Bob. He got a good deal. I actually picked up a really good deal. You might get one. Who knows? There's lots of deals out there. You just got to keep your eyes open, right? You got to be searching, right? And you could do the same thing. Maybe cut a deal. Maybe you'll do it for $75. Maybe you'll do it for $100. Even for $125, it's still worth it if they'll do that for you. It's still worth it. Now you're going up into the next level of mid-grade Stratocasters. Plain and simple. So after all of those modifications and the upgrades, now if I do the full pickups, an HSS in the bridge, and I mean, good God, it's worth, it'd be as good as any $500 or $700 guitar all day long. Good as any Mexican made one. And I think Indonesia is as good or better in building their musical instruments. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. They have their quality control is exceptional. Now, can there be a thorn in your side every so often? I don't know any guitar company that doesn't have that. Any. And I don't care what the name on the headstock is. So, with that being said, I mean, you can't beat it. And the great thing about this Strat, if you look, most of them have two, right? They have one over here and one over there for your break angle. Now, I may later on change that. I may put another one here. I may make some custom ones. I might make them out of brass instead. I've done that before. Take a brass nut and I've made a couple out of brass. I may do that just to be a little fancy, But you can do these things, guys, and you can find these deals. I am so stoked because I told Mary, I said I didn't even need to buy it, but for that price, how can you go wrong? I mean, you can't. So we'll see what happens after my modifications. I don't know if you guys ever seen a guitar that I built, but I'm going to grab it real quick. I'm going to do a review on it, but I'll grab it real quick. Just a little update, just a little teaser. Now, some of the people from my channel have known I've been working on this for a little over a year. It's getting there. I'm in the fine-tuning stages. So I built this guitar. I actually built it, yes. And there's a few little things that I'm trying to iron out with it. Okay? But I'm getting there. High output pickups. These, I think this one here is... I think this is 9.7K, and this one here is like 17 or 18K. So these are custom wound pickups. Okay. I have the three-way toggle switch is from Korea, South Korea. Has South Korean potentiometers. It's really, really nice, I think these are Kashi. Yeah, I think these are Kashi. I'm pretty sure. But I've spent a lot of time on this. If you notice, the banding that goes around here, right? I did half white and half red binding all the way around. And I gave it the vintage look, worn-in look, see? Mahogany body. I have, if you looked at some of my older videos, I had purchased veneer, flame maple veneer. So this has a flame maple veneer here. Trapezoid inlay with abalone inlay inside of that, if you notice. Right? These are stainless steel frets. And then I'll flip it around the back. Has some Kashi locking machine heads. Just kind of giving you a quick view of this. And this is a piece of maple. And then right down the center, if you look, there's a piece of abalone that runs right down the center of this. And then there's different pieces that I had in the shop binding too. Go around it. And then these are all handmade, custom made. Now, the thing about this guitar is this is a hybrid finish. If you look, see how it's all carved out, how I carved it all by hand. And it has locking strap buttons on it. So the strange thing about this is this has two types of finishes on it. You're going to say, what? Well, actually three. So I sealed it with one type of finish. And then, because I wanted disbursement of color, and if you look, you could see how it has like these, it looks like blotches. I wanted to give it that dirty look, right? And of course I hand painted all of this too. Then it has nitrocellulose lacquer, and then as a top coat I have a polyurethane, a light polyurethane. So there's three types of finishes that I used on this particular guitar. And this is just one of the two that I'm finishing up. I have another one too, which is totally different. You'll see it. But when I do guitars, I like them to, you know, and then you can see that it has my inlay of my my brand right there. It has a bone nut. This is a buffalo bone nut. I have a truss rod cover that I lost out. I lost it somewhere out in the garage, out in the shop. So I'm gonna have to make a new one, which I will probably make it out of maybe walnut or something like that. I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna make the next one out of. The other one was made out of walnut, and then I gotta put that on. But outside of that, man, it plays really good. It's about it's about 2 mil off or so on both the high and the low E. I haven't really dialed it all in yet. I'll do that after. What I usually do is I put the strings on, let it all settle, get everything done, and then I scrap the strings after I play on it for a while. Then I cut these strings off, and then what I'll do is I'll go back through with a rocker and check everything and make sure that everything is koshy-doshy. If not, then I'll do a little fret leveling, a little more fret leveling on it. And then I'll put another set of strings on, and then I'll dial in the nut a little bit more. I dialed it in on the one side, you can see. But this side here, I haven't dialed it in all the way yet, which I will. but you can tell I made it look like that it's been around for many years. And believe it or not, it takes an awful long freaking time to do that. It is not easy. Sometimes to make things look older or used or worn in takes a lot longer than just to do a quick paint job and top coat and I'd be done with it. It takes a long time. And as you can also see, there's split binding up here too. So there's red on one side and white on the other. Yeah, it takes a long time to do it. Like I said, I've been working on the two LP styles for a year now, and I'm finally putting them together. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it looks. It's one of a kind. I'll never do another one like it. But yeah, once it's all done, then I'll sell it. I have a case coming for it. I ordered the case for this one and the other one, and then I'll sell them both. And I wanted to do them this way mainly because I wanted people to play them. I wanted people to enjoy them. And I played this just the way it is, and it ain't all the way set up. And this thing rocks, man. This is just like one of them guitars you love to pick up and just play. It is. It's, all my guitars are different, but I'll tell you right now, it's as good as my 59 Epiphone that I paid, $1,200 for. It's as good as that, easy, all day long. But the difference is I got steak in it, I got blood in it. I really like it. And I'm at the point where I don't even know if I want to sell it, but I actually said I was going to build two more, and I told everybody, and then I was going to make them available to purchase. So once they're done, that's probably what I'll end up doing. I'll probably kick myself in the rectum for it, but I figured, once I got done doing all the customization and everything, because they're one-on-one, both of them. There is no getting, 4,000 or 40,000 of these. That's it. It is what it is. This is all hand painted, all done by me. All carved by me, all shaped by me. So, I'll end up selling probably the guitar with the case, and I'll have a certificate with it that I'll sign with the guitar. And then in the lower 48, it'll ship free, but they'll be $750 each for each guitar. And I think that's a reasonable price for a handmade, hand painted, hand finished, hand inlaid guitar. Where are you going to get that? You're not. So, and it's done by me. And some people have been crabbing because I haven't done them, and I just don't have the time to do it, But I said I was going to do two more, and I did this one, and I did another one. And it takes a long time to get, little marks and little scratches in it and little defects. I want people to play it. I don't want people I don't want to build a guitar that's flawless and perfect this time, because then the price goes up. Then it would be $2,500 when I got done. And probably you say, well, it takes more work to do it. Yeah, it does. But I had an idea of how much I wanted to sell it for, and that I wanted to do a run of these. I want to do a run of two tellies, telly styles, and I want to do a run of two Strat styles. And then after that, I'm no longer going to offer any of my guitars out in public. Somebody'd have to know me or be a family member to be able to purchase the guitar that I built. I'm just not into it anymore. There's too many people out there, and unless it's somebody I know, I'm just not going to do it. I can't make money, especially when people can buy, if you just want to play a nice guitar, you can buy a Firefly for, you know, under $300, that's pretty good. I mean, you probably have to spend another couple $100, you know, maybe bring it up to about $600, you know, to $700, around the same price as maybe what I'm going to be selling this, to be on the next level. But out of the box, they play great. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. But this is done by me. There's a difference. You know, there ain't no machine making this. There ain't no 10,000 people making this. This was done by me. That's it. And I put a lot of pride in what I do and how I do it and why I do it that way. So, anyway, I'm rattling on. But I'm pretty proud of it. It's coming out pretty good. I got some fine tuning. I'm not really down with these machine heads, to be honest with you. They kind of work weird. So when you tighten it, it'll tighten up good. But when you go back, it feels really weird. So I may take these machine heads out and put something else in there. I'm just real finicky about that stuff. Now I did order for the other LP style, which is different. The other LP style has wideband humbuckers in it. So it's a total different. It'll be a total. You wait until you see it. Guys are gonna love it, right? And I have a 20-to-1 ratio machine heads for that. So what I may do is take these out, and I may just buy another set of 20-to-1 ratio and put them in this too. So I'm just real finicky. It's the little things that really matter to me, you know. But yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. I mean, it's been spent a lot of time to build it, and if you're looking for a guitar that doesn't have any blemishes and doesn't have any weirdness to it and doesn't have any wear looks to it, or worried about this or that with a finish, well, it was done purposely. It's not that I wanted it to be perfect. And I did things in there that nobody can copy it, because I'm not going to tell everybody everything that I did. But because I don't want people copying my guitars. You know? I don't. I think it looks really cool. It's something different. It's a different type of LP style. How I set my necks is a little bit different than most people. How I set my necks. Good luck to anybody that try to take that neck off. Some of them I do a two-step down on the inside. In other words, it comes in, then it'll step down, and it'll step down again. And what it kind of gives you is the, you know, like a LP does with a long tenon. It kind of gives you that effect on the other one. I just wanted to do something different. But anyways, I just thought I'd show you that. See what you thought of it. And I have a few friends that I'm going to offer them the two guitars to first. And if they don't want to purchase one, then I'm going to open it up on the channel one night. One of my auctions for sale. I'm not going to auction. I'm just going to for sale it. And how I'm going to do it is going to really surprise people. So that's it. That's where I'm at. So it's a long video. I'm sorry for taking up all your time. Take care. God bless. Keep your eyes on them deals, guys. They're out there. This is Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. See ya.